marketing team we've met throughout the campaign, Ryan Zhu and Stephen Yang, are here to help you with your competition. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions regarding the property, the paperwork, or some technical advice with your bidding, they are here to help. Now, first I draw your attention to is the contract sale, which has been made available to you prior to today's auction and on display for the last 30 minutes. Very straightforward auction contract. Two parts of it form the framework of your competition here today. The particular sale, together with both general and special conditions. Attached to that is the vendor statement, which is more commonly known as a Section 32 document that outlines all the relevant information you need to know in terms of becoming a new owner of this property right here. Now, the particular sale is as follows. The marketing agent for owner here today is Rayway Real Estate, and the property we sell is commonly known to you and I, your neighbours, your postman, and your Uber Eats delivery driver, simply as number 34 St James Park Drive here in Mulgrave. Inclusive of today's sale, all fixture coverage, light fittings, window furnishings, everything that's in the permanent nature as inspected. We sell under auction conditions today. So, ladies and gentlemen, what does that mean? That means if you are the successful purchaser, at the conclusion of today's auction, we're going to need two things from you. One is your autograph on the dotted line in the contract sale. Two, 10% equivalent to the purchase price as your deposit here today. We understand not everyone has a checkbook anymore, so if you do, perfect, just write a check to us. This option two is we need $20,000 to be transferred to our trust account, and the balance of that 10%, you can take the weekend or you can do it on Monday. As long as that's paid by the end of the business day on Monday, that will be fine. Settlement is flexible all the way up to 90 days, of course, unless you made other arrangements with the marketing team before the commence of today's auction. The contract you'll be signing will be unconditional. There is no cooling off period. Now, as the auctioneer, it's my duty and responsibility to ensure today's auction is conducted in accordance with the rules or additional conditions that's made available for inspection prior to today's auction. The rules prohibit making a false bid, previous bid to try to prevent others from bidding, and any disruptive behaviours during the course of the auction, and there are fines for these conducts. Bidders will be indicated upon request by me as the auctioneer. The rules permits vendor bids in terms I will use to indicate I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor will be simply vendor bid, and by law, only I as the auctioneer here today can make a vendor bid. Lastly, buyers, if you'd like to be the one signing one of these in the next 15 to 20 minutes time, please pay particular attention to the next two rules because they are crucial for your success here today. One, by law, as the auctioneer, I cannot accept any bids or offers that's made after I declare the property sold. So before I knock it down to the successful purchaser here today, I'll simply call it out 3 times, like so. First call, second call, third and final call. And once the property has been knocked down, I can't take any more bids. And lastly, our owner has a reserve price. In the event, if we fall short of that reserve, by law, only the last bidder will have that first opportunity to buy this property at the owner's reserve. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. Here at number 34 St James Park Drive in the heart of Waverley Park Estate. What are we offering you here today, ladies and gentlemen? If you're a first home buyer, this is hopefully this will be your last stop because it ticks pretty much all the boxes that when you're looking for a Waverley Park lifestyle in this particular pocket of real estate, or an investor, you're taking advantage of the boiling hot rental market at the moment. This is what we call rent out ready. So simply put this one on the rental market, we'll look after the rest for you. Or simply you're a downsizer. You're looking for a lifestyle with low maintenance, but you don't want to compromise on the size of your living area or your backyard space. Look no further. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a north-facing backyard. In a sunny day like this, that's where you wanted to spend most of your day during the daytime. Like I said, everything that Waverley Park Estate is known for is pretty much right here on your doorstep. Only moments away to the cafes, to the oval fronts, and also the newly constructed playground is simply a few hundred meters down the road. But ladies and gentlemen, you know this already. That's why you are here at 11:10. It was very cold this morning. But imagine this, next Saturday, if you have bought this one here today, it doesn't matter what crazy weather Melbourne throw at you. You don't need to get up at 7:30 or stay up till 12 o'clock last night to plan your Saturday, going from inspection to inspection, auction to another auction, because you've got your Saturday back here today. But unfortunately, only one person, one family is able to do that here today, because we can't split the house in two or three. Now, who's going to do that? Who's going to call this property home in a 90 days time? It's the time to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, in your hands, number 34 St. James Park Drive in Mulgrave.
680.
780.
680.
You got me excited, sir. That's $680,000. That's 680. You couldn't even wait till I finish. 680. Let's roll in $20,000, right? Shall we? That's 680. Opening bidder. You hold the key. That's 680. Who's going to take me to 700? That's $680,000. That's the opening bid. Where do we go? 700. And welcome to you. That's your competition. That's 700. 620. Straight back at 720. Quarter 40, that's 720. That's $720,000 with the opening bid out against you. That's $720,000. Where do we go? Quarter 40, that's 720. That's $720,000 more to welcome, of course. That's $720,000. Where do we go? That's 720. All done. 740, can I suggest? That's 720. Still below the indicating selling range. That's $720,000. 20 is the number I'm searching. That's 720. Where do we go now? That's $720,000. All done. All finished. All silent. That's 720. The sun's out already. You don't need to warm up, ladies and gentlemen. That's 720. The indicating selling range starts from 725. Like I said, there should be silver hands. Yes. 20. Too early for the 10s. Call it 740. Put you back to the driver's seat at 720 with the opening bidder. Are we done? First call. $720,000. 40. Second call. That's $720,000.
740.
740. Welcome back at 40 is the call. That's 740 against you. Opening bidder. Call it 60. That's 760. 60 straight back. That's the way to go. 760. What do you say? That's 760. He's determined. He wants his Saturday back. What do you say? That's 760,000. I'll take 10 if that helps. That's $760,000. Are we all done? First call. That's $760,000. Second call. That's $760,000. Yes, ma'am. 770 to welcome to you at $770,000, sir. You don't have the highest bid anymore. 770. That's your competition right in front of you. At 770,000, what would you like to do? At 770, that's the winning bid. At 770 also here, I'll take 10. At $770,000, what would you like to do?
Nothing.
Nothing. 780, at 780 there, at $780,000. We are on the market selling at 780. At $780,000, ma'am. Against you here at 780.
5,000.
5 at 785, a rowing 5 at 785. What do you say? At 785,000, we're on the market selling. If you've been holding back, ladies and gentlemen, it's the time to show your interest. And how much? At 785,000. 90, can I suggest? At 785. The 785 is the call. Start counting. First call.
790.
790. Welcome back at 790. 95. 800. At 795. At 795,000.
800.
800. 05? Life's not working. $805,000. Lady, you're holding the key. $805,000 at 805. Are we done? First call. $805,000. Second call at $805,000. All done. All finished. All silent. Once the gavel hits the contract, I can't take any more bids. At 805,000, ma'am. Before I knock it down, there's nothing on the market. If you missed out on this one, you're back to square one. You're going to see me next week. You sure you want to do that? 805 for the third and final call. All done, all finished, all silent now. We are selling. Selling. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan, to be fair to the highest bidder. To be fair to her, sir, I need to know. At 805, out. You got me excited, sir. At 805, first, second, third and final call. We are selling. Selling. Now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the new owner. It is sold. Congratulations. Well bought. Commiserations to the bidders. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for attending another successful Ray Weisel Live auction. Enjoy your week.
Hey,恭喜！ Thank you, Ryan. Hey.